The content of this podcast is provided for general informational purposes only and is not intended as, nor should it be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. Hello, everyone. This is Karen Nickel, family nurse practitioner, and this is Itchy and Bitchy, a podcast that provides answers to your many unanswered health questions. So, you all may say, Karen, you are way behind the times. What rock have you been living under? Yes, you may be way ahead of me, but I have recently noticed this big craze called face taping. If you have already heard about face taping, you may want to go ahead and stick around, keep listening, because it appears there is a lot to learn about this practice to reduce facial lines and wrinkles. Let me start by explaining that there are two different types of face taping. One is when clear tape is applied so that it is ideally not seen, and it's applied to the temples, cheeks, and jawline on both sides of the face, and they are connected behind the head with an elastic band in order to gently lift the brows and cheeks and jowls. It's basically a non-surgical, as-needed facelift. This is often used in the theater or for red carpet events. Celebrities and drag queens have been employing this technique for decades. You have to be pretty good at hiding the tape and the elastic when using this method. Got to be pretty practiced at it. I thought about using this option back in the day when I was performing as an opera singer, and I have no idea why I even considered it because, especially compared to now, I really wasn't saggy back then. Not sure what I was thinking. Well, I never bothered doing it, so there you go. Performing now, however, would be a whole different story, I'll tell you that. I'd be thinking about getting good at that little technique. There are all kinds of products online, I'm telling you. Back in the day, when I was thinking about doing it, I probably would have had to run to the hardware store and pick me up some string and some who knows what tape and made it happen. But now there are all kinds of products online. If you go to Amazon and type in invisible facelift tape, you will find dozens and dozens of these products, each with a picture of a model who looks to be 18 or 19 years old and who have never contemplated a sag or a jowl. The products range in price from $10 to $25 for a pack of, I don't even know, a bunch. They also have ones you can use for your neck. Yes, you can pull the skin back on your neck and make it look nice and smooth. And supposedly many of these products are waterproof, so you're okay to break out in a sweat. You'll have nice tight skin, even if you're sweaty, but I wouldn't dive into a pool or else all is likely to be revealed. So, if you have a red carpet event or a photo shoot or something of that ilk, and you want a non-surgical facelift, this is out there for you. The only warning I want to share is that constantly doing this type of taping of your face is also not a good idea. Pulling on your delicate facial skin on a daily basis long-term isn't recommended. While temporarily taping can give you a lifted look, doing it repeatedly can make your face look more saggy when it is not taped. So, we always pay a price, don't we? Okay, well, on that happy note, the second face taping option is up next after this quick break. Welcome back. The other taping technique is one in which a gentle tape is applied to the areas of the face that crease with movement, with the thought that preventing the face from wrinkling will make it appear smoother. This type of taping is usually applied at night or if you're not out and about, because it's applied in very obvious areas of your face, even clear tape would likely be noticed. But hey, if you don't care if people see you with tape on your face, that's okay too. I'll start by talking about a product called Frownies. It is considered the original wrinkle patch, and it is a simple flesh-colored adhesive that claims the same skin plumping benefits as Botox, only without the needle. People are absolutely going wild about them on Instagram, some of whom report that they are looking less angry every day, believe it or not, and have almost no 11s, those are those lines between the eyes, when they awaken. Frownies have been around for much, much longer than good old Instagram. They've been around for 136 years, in fact. In 1889, Margaret Crossan invented Frownies along with her daughter Alice, who was a concert pianist and a model. Alice furrowed her brow in concentration while playing the piano, and with all that furrowing going on, she began to develop the 11s between her eyes, so the need for Frownies was born. Margaret put adhesive on weighted paper and used a perforating tool to cut the paper into small patch shapes. During the 1930s and 40s, Margaret, the mother, Alice, her daughter, and eventually Alice's daughter, Peggy, grew the business by traveling the country sharing their wrinkle eradicator patches with Broadway performers, makeup artists, and Hollywood stars. They were smart women going to performers first for these wrinkle reducers. Frownies first came into the public eye in the 1950 film Sunset Boulevard, when silent film star Gloria Swanson was seen getting ready for her close-up wearing the patches. What a windfall. I think that's about the first time I first started wearing them. I'm just kidding. I wasn't even born then. But I did use them for a while, but I didn't stick with it, unfortunately, and no pun intended. I was trying to take care of my 11s between my eyes, which unfortunately developed early in my life. As a matter of fact, my mother, who was an anesthesiologist, so she knew a thing or two, kept saying to me throughout my teenage years, "Karen, if you keep frowning like that, those lines will stay there permanently." And I said, "Yeah, Mom. Sure, Mom," and proceeded to develop permanent frown lines. I'm sure she's still laughing at me from above. I'm sure of it. Okay, Mom, you were right about so many things. You can stop laughing now. Okay, you apply them to your forehead and between your eyes every night. They essentially tape your skin taut, preventing wrinkle formation as you sleep. Many users claim to see smoother, less wrinkled skin in the morning. You know, I might give them another try. I know, Mom. I know you're laughing. I know. But I might give them another try. And they're very cost effective. 144 patches for $25. Dermatologists are quick to point out that you have to use them nightly for results. Once you stop using them, you will lose the dermal support, and once you lose that support, the skin contracts and voila, the wrinkles reappear. So, continuing on with the second type of taping that has the goal of preventing wrinkles from worsening and the goal of retraining the muscles, you want to apply tape directly on the wrinkled areas to smooth skin and slightly limit movement in areas most prone to creasing. These areas may include around the mouth to prevent excessive lip pursing while speaking, crow's feet to limit excessive squinting, and the forehead to limit brow lifting and frowning. You're basically splinting your face. As I mentioned earlier, if you apply tape directly to wrinkles, the tape will likely be visible, so people often opt to do this at night while they sleep. Face tape will not make your wrinkles vanish permanently. I'm sure that's no surprise to you. It provides a temporary benefit with immediate smoothing and lifting that is purely cosmetic. Though it won't erase lines that are already there, it can be used as a tool to help prevent the new ones from forming. Since we can develop lines in our face while we sleep, especially if we're side sleepers and our face is smushed up against the pillow, taping your face overnight may reduce sleep creases. If you do use face tape during the day, it can also be used to restrict certain facial movements in an attempt to train facial muscles to contract less forcefully, with the idea of reducing the formation of dynamic wrinkles caused by repetitive facial expressions. That's where I'm in big, big trouble. Too many facial expressions, entirely too many. There's probably not much to do about changing that, I'm afraid, at this point in my life. There's not a lot of risk if you decide to do skin taping as long as you use the right tape. The biggest concern is using tape that is not skin friendly. If you use something that weakens the top layer of the skin, like if you run out to your garage and start using duct tape, not a good idea. If you use something like that weakens the top layer of skin with repeated use, you can wind up with irritation and possibly contact dermatitis, especially in really sensitive areas of the face, like around the eyes and mouth. When shopping for face tape, you should look for something that is safe for your skin and designed to be used on your face. Medical grade silicone is a good option because it is skin friendly, removes gently, it peels off gently, not like ripping off a Band-Aid, and it's reusable. You can just wash it with soap and water and dry it out and reuse it. You can buy a roll of silicone tape and cut the amount you need and the shape you need, or you can buy silicone tape that is pre-cut and specially packaged for use on your face. Opting for a face tape kit can also be smart because the tape included is often clear and discreet and is designed for aesthetics, and the tape is sometimes infused with active ingredients for the skin like peptides or niacinamide. You can also use kinesiology tape for face taping. Kinesiology tape is that tape that you see on athletes, like on their shoulders and knees and pretty much everywhere. Lots of joints. And you may have had kinesiology taping if you've gone to a physical therapist and they've taped you. You can also use that kind of tape for face taping. Some dermatologists recommend using kinesiology tape that is designed for children because the glue is gentler and usually it's made out of cotton instead of nylon, and that cotton is more breathable. In terms of tape placement, there are a gazillion, that might be an exaggeration, but there are a lot of YouTube videos on how and where to place face tape. But it is key that you place the tape so that it follows the lymphatic system and the muscle structure of the face. If you just Google the words face lymphatic system, you'll find some useful diagrams to guide you. But to give you an idea, some key areas are on the nasolabial folds, the outer corners of the eyes, around the cheekbones, and on the sides of the forehead. It's very important not to stretch the tape. You know, when we use kinesiology tape on the joint, we do put that stretch on it. It's important to do that on a joint, but on the face, you do not want to put that stretch in the kinesiology tape because it can stress the muscles and do more harm than good. So no stretch on the kinesiology tape when you're putting it on the face. So I hope that was helpful. It's helpful for me. I might go try to do something for my 11s and just listen to my mother cackle from above, cackling at me while I put tape on my forehead. Thank you all for listening. Wherever you listen to this podcast, please leave a review and rate the podcast. Your reviews and ratings really, really, really do matter. Also, make sure you follow the show so that it will be automatically downloaded. That totally matters. I encourage you to visit our Facebook page, IMB Podcast, where you can give us a like and leave comments or questions for me. Our website is itchyandbitchy.com, where there are blogs and some of our subjects available for you to read. As always, thanks to Forrest Winsel, my son, our producer and composer of our theme music, and the person who does all the behind-the-scenes work to make this podcast possible. Thank you so much, Forrest. Forrest has completed his first immensely successful year at Peabody Music Conservatory. So proud of him. So very proud. Remember that your health is in your hands.